Time for another artist video blog here at KIX96Country.com. I'm Fletcher Brown. My guest today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of the great state of Connecticut. Please welcome Veronica Ballestrini. How are you, Veronica?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good to see you. Welcome to KIX96.
So good to see you.
All right, so now you're on your second album.
Yes.
All right, now your first album debut, What I'm All About, debuted 2009.
Yep.
All right, and I remembered I encountered you a couple of times back then, but you've come back full force in 2013 and 2014 with a tour and a brand new record and a new single, Cookies and Cream. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about growing up in, was it Waterford, Connecticut?
Waterford, Connecticut, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about growing up there.
So yeah, I grew up, born and raised in Connecticut, and I always just enjoyed country music. So when I was 12, I got my first guitar, and I started playing guitar and writing songs, and just music has always been a huge part of my life, and it still is to this day. But I went down to Nashville for the first time when I was 17, and now I'm back. I'm 22 with a brand new album. It was about a 3-year process of writing and recording and really getting it perfect, and yeah, I'm super excited and thankful that I had the opportunity to put out a new record.
Well, now I've noticed when listening to the album, because I've listened to the album like 5 or 6 times since I got it. It's really, really that good. I have to commend you on the flip side. Flip side is the new album. I couldn't help but notice that you wrote or co-wrote every song on the album.
Yes.
Now, that was true of the first album and this album?
The first album, I wrote about 6 songs off the album, and this one I wrote every song. And, you know, I really wanted it to be about me and my life and what I've gone through and like real life things, and I didn't want to just sing songs that other people wrote. And you know, there are incredible writers out there that just write songs for other artists, but I wanted this album to be about my life and reflect what I've been going through, and hopefully other people can identify to that, and I wanted it to be real. So that's why I tried to just write every song on the album and really make it personal.
Well, I mean, the style of the album, it's country. It's very contemporary pop country. But it's a style that you're obviously very, very, very comfortable with. So while I'm listening to it, I began to wonder, I was like, okay, well, growing up in Waterford, Connecticut, and it's not that they're strangers to country music by any means. Not saying that. But I'm curious, what are some of your earlier influences? I mean, from country to pop to rock, what?
Absolutely. Well, you know, my dad was a huge country fan, so he always just had the country station on the radio whenever he'd drive me to school or anything. So I always grew up listening to that. And the first concert I ever went to was Dolly Parton.
Very good.
I love her. And I remember she would sing with her whole band, and it was incredible. And I was like, we were like pretty close to the front row. And then I remember she got down just on the stage and sat there and just took out her guitar and just told the story about how she wrote it, and then just sang it acoustically. And I just fell in love with the way that she like delivered the music, and the lyrics were so like real, and you could tell that she had so much feeling behind the words she was singing, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, that was incredible. And I just remember I always just enjoyed country music and how there were stories behind the lyrics, and it wasn't just, you know, music and noise, you know. So that's why I just always loved it.
Well, let's talk about the single. Let's talk about Cookies and Cream, which is infectious. I can only say the song is I have it opens with the whistling, and it gets stuck in your head, and it just follows you around all day long. But it's a very pleasant kind of embracing song. So the question is like, okay, that song that obviously you wrote, did you write that or co-write that? Or
I wrote that one. I wrote it basically, and my little brother Joey, he's not little anymore. He's 20. He would always just like come into my room and be like, "Hey, let me help you." So he like came up with a couple lines and everything too. But I wrote that one. But I co-wrote a lot of other songs on the album. And you know, like, it's been about a 3-year process of writing and recording it, so there were a lot of ups and downs. So that's why I wanted to name it Flip Side, because there were so many like happy songs about the same person, and then like we would break up, and then I wrote a sad song about them. And so it's a flip side of a whole relationship and a whole like life of 3 years. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of different songs on the album, and I'm just super.
Well, Cookies and Cream, what is it about?
What's Cookies and Cream about? That is about, you know, like, I wrote it about how, like, when a girl goes through a breakup, she reaches for ice cream, and like it's always in TV shows and movies where like the girl's sitting there just crying over her ice cream. But then like when a girl like goes on a first date and she's really into the guy, like they go and get ice cream and she can barely eat it. You know, like I've been there where I'm just kind of like, you know. So it's kind of like I'm sitting here watching my cookies and cream melt, and it has a lot of similarity. So I can't say that word anymore. similes. I've said it so many times that it just doesn't come out. So yeah, it's just about being in love and having fun and like that first time feeling of just being in love.
Mm-hmm. Well, the album is Flip Side. Now, if folks want to find you on the internet, oh wait, I almost forgot. There was a project that you were associated with somewhere in 2011, a Make a Change project.
Yeah.
Is that still going on? What is that about?
Yeah, it's still going on, and it was about I started it because I had a lot of friends who were just depressed, and then I had one friend commit suicide, and I wrote a song called Storm Inside of You about how like it gets bad, but it always gets better. Like there could be like so many dark days, but it always gets better. And I wanted to kind of inspire people through music and through making a change in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And one person in your life by just smile. Maybe you're at a gas station and you smile at someone, that could make a change in their life and be like, you know what, life is beautiful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of like that pay it forward thing. And so we went on a Girl Scout tour and a tour to women correctional facilities, and I played just my inspiring music and like try to just help them to like see life in a different perspective, and I got so many letters from just different inmates and Girl Scouts, and it was just such a cool experience to be able to like bring music to people that needed it at the time. So yeah,
Did you feel kind of like Johnny Cash?
Yeah, right. I actually have a Cash tattoo. I love him. He's like awesome. So.
Absolutely. Well, as I was about to say earlier, it's like the album is Flip Side. It's available now on iTunes.
Yes, it is.
All right. And where can folks find you on to interwebs?
The interwebs. I'm all over the internet. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Veronica Ball. Instagram is at Veronica Ball, just B-A-L. VeronicaBallestrini.com, and it's B-A-L-L. You have,
yes.
It'll be up on the internet. So
just search Veronica Ballestrini. There is no other Veronica Ballestrini. Okay?
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah.
And your tour schedule, because you actually spent most of 2013 touring.
Yes, I did. So we'll have all brand new tour dates up soon. Right now we're just focusing on radio tour and a little shows here and there, but mostly radio tour. But this fall we'll be back on the road touring and full force, and yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we can get her to play a show somewhere down here
Absolutely.
in the Shoals area. Veronica Ballestrini, thank you so much for visiting us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And look for her live performance of her single Cookies and Cream, and maybe some others here on our website, KIX96country.com. You want to hear the song, call us at KIX96. We'll be happy to play it for you, and we'll see you next time on another artist video blog at KIX96country.com.